What's up, guys? Welcome back. Tonight we got episode 8 and our guest infielder at Kansas State, Max Martin. So what's up, man? How you been?
I'm good. Appreciate you guys for having me on.
Hell yeah, dude. Appreciate you hopping on. But I guess we could start off real quick with just kind of background info on you. The recruiting process for you, how you ended up with your decision going to school, and then kind of just the whole process in school.
Got you. You want me to do like high school or like
Yeah, yeah,
all
yeah.
every
Let's
year of
let's
college?
start let's start in high school. When you committed, kind of was it sophomore year, freshman year, junior? So that kind of thing.
All right. Yeah, I committed to Rutgers my very beginning of sophomore year of high school, um, like around September, October. Um, that was like my first school that really gave me an offer, and I just stuck with them. And then kind of throughout high school wasn't a whole bunch, and then my last year of high school is when I kind of got some draft opportunities, and I got to go to the draft combine and got to talk to all the teams and do a whole bunch of cool stuff. And I had a lot of good opportunities to go play, but um, at the end of the day, I think maybe I needed to go to college and maybe mature a little bit more before I took that next step into becoming a man and being an adult and living on my own and you know uh kind of taking life by the horns and doing all that stuff. So I went to Rutgers. um I was there for the fall and the spring. And then I didn't play a whole bunch, didn't really work out, so I went in the transfer portal. That was my first time going in the portal. um that summer, I was battling. I was super sick. I was in the hospital for like 2 weeks straight. Um, couldn't eat. I probably lost about like 20, 25 pounds in like a month period. So I was pretty down bad, and I was just trying to grind and play ball and get another opportunity to play in college. And um, by the grace of God and my advisor helped me out, I got placed in the PGCBL. So the Perfect Game League, and I was up in upstate New York with Amsterdam, and from there I kind of got some opportunities, and then I got to go to Georgia State. So I was right in the middle of Atlanta. So I was there the whole year, and I had a great time there. Um, Amazing, got a great opportunity, and just at the end of the year, a lot of the all the fifth years they all graduated, and most of the guys ended up leaving. So kind of had a hard decision for which hopefully is my last year of college, my draft year this year. So I kind of took another leap and went back in the portal again. And I ended up committing to Arkansas. So that's where I was going out of the portal. I was going to Arkansas. And then 2 weeks before school started, I got a call from the head coach here, and they threw me out an offer and told me what they were looking for and what they needed. So people were leaving and they're trying to build this team, and they talked to me about the culture here and the people in the program, and I, I I believed it so much that I was just like, all right, like I'm just going to take this shot and I'm just going to go here. Like I'm gonna put maybe all these stops have led me to this school where I've got an even greater opportunity to do something special for my last year. And now I'm here. So I'd like to say I've had a crazy college experience, even though I don't have a COVID year or anything, so I don't get an extra year. But I think I've definitely been around, and I got to experience kind of both sides of super amateur in high school, and then getting up to the draft and flirting with, playing minor league baseball to high school, and then going to college, and then now I kind of get hopefully a second chance of doing what I want to do and have a great year, and then get a chance after this year. But that's kind of my baseball story. As of now, it's not
No,
over.
dude, that's awesome, dude. I think you made the right choice too, and you're gonna get another shot. You're gonna get a shot to play pro ball for sure. But Pat, before we get into some other questions, I know Pat and I both hit the portal going into our senior years, and that was the first time, our first time ever hitting the portal. So I'm sure Pat, you could say it too. We were kind of
Yeah.
unknowing what was going to happen. How was the second time for you? Because you knew what the process was like. So were you looking for specific things? Because I know for me, when I went to the portal, I was just looking for an opportunity, but you now knowing what it's like, you probably had some different kind of decisions, right?
Yeah, kind of like
I mean,
also like picking back off that also too. Like when you were saying that you didn't get the most opportunities at Rutgers your freshman year, and then going to Georgia State and playing a lot, was that experience a little different, especially trying to transfer from the first time from not playing that much, then going to Georgia State and then playing at Georgia State and like putting up a good season,
yeah,
and then you get a lot more interest out of the portal. Like, was that any different at all for you?
yeah. For me, I was extremely lucky to. I got a lot of attention in high school, so I had like the numbers of the coaches, and I kind of had my name out there a little bit, so it made it easier for me, even only having 50 at bats at Rutgers, to even when I went in the portal, like I still got opportunities by Power Five schools. But yeah, and then after going to state and finally getting the chance to play and kind of showcasing my athleticism more on an everyday basis and pretty much playing the whole entire season, then that kind of opened up more doors. And then obviously now with NIL, um, that kind of just that's a whole new monster on top of it. And it's not like I'm a top 10 college prospect, but I still have some decent traction behind me. So that was another factor that played into a lot of things. But yeah, I mean, the first time I went in the portal, I was pretty stressed out just because I had no idea what was going to happen. Um, I mean, it was obviously people transfer, but it started to become a little more popular, and I kind of just took a leap of faith there. But when I went in the portal the second time, I knew what I was looking for. Like all the coaches are going to say something that makes your school appealing, but you got to really believe it. And if you have any doubt in what they're saying, it's not going to work out. And at the end of the day, when the school offers you a whole bunch of money, that's great, but sometimes money isn't everything. You gotta, even though you're talking to the school for maybe a couple days, a week, and then you gotta make a decision, like you'll get a pretty good feel for what type of people they are, and you're always going for people in the program, and um, sometimes that's just you gotta look for, find a fit.
It's beautifully said. I love
Yeah,
that.
that's perfect. Just because nowadays the portal, like even other college sports too, like all these schools who have like the most funding, like they're throwing out tons of money to kids, and
Yeah.
that's like a really mature decision by you as well. Like, because like if you have a good year, like you'll have a future like beyond college. So you're looking more of like a in terms of like development rather than how can I just make the most amount of money right now. You're investing your time into trying to play every single day at Kansas State and then having a good season, which could lead you to make more money down the road professionally.
Right. Yeah. And I also always thought, um, after my first year, I was always like, if this doesn't go how I think it's gonna go, like my baseball career, I want to be at a school where like I'd be happy to say like, yeah, I graduated from this school. Like I had a great time outside of the field, and like I loved the university. And this was probably the best decision of my life coming here, regardless of what happened this year. Um, Even the people I've met simply in the fall semester, and probably connections I'll have for the rest of my life. And I haven't even been here a full year. This is by far the best university I've been at. And like I'm happy to say, like, yeah, I go to Kansas State. If people ask me about it, like I'm excited to say, yeah, I go to Kansas State. Like I'm gonna get my degree from Kansas State. So that was another big thing where I felt like if I had to stay here, I'd want to go to the school here and be a student athlete. But even just as a student. So, but
That's awesome. That's some good stuff there. Just trying to become a high level athlete. It all starts in the weight room. Do you have any certain exercise that you prioritize mostly, like nutritional stuff that you also like work on too, just to get your body ready to perform at a high level?
Yeah, you got to give us a little insight here, dude. You don't just look that good out of nowhere. Come on.
This year, what's helped me the most, probably wasn't necessarily just the workouts, but um, I put on about 15 15 pounds since I've been here. So I came in at probably like 180, 178, but like a super lean 178, 180. Because I played in the Northwoods this summer. So I played another 50 games after a full year. So I'm kind of beat up, but I've just been grinding nutrition and meeting my protein every day and getting a little bit more in. That's made a bigger difference than any weightlifting has made um, all 3 years since I've been here. I've made it a goal this year to prioritize my nutrition and try not to eat fried foods a whole bunch. Eat my vegetables, but always hitting my protein goals every day, like true lean protein. Um,
So
that's
when you say
helping.
protein, I don't mean to interrupt you. I know I'm just hopping in there, but you cooking up steaks at night? Like, what's Max
Yeah,
doing? You
yeah,
down the
yeah.
protein
Like
shakes? Like, what do we got?
cook up cook up steaks at night. I rip ground beef a lot. Um,
Big one right there.
Yeah.
yeah, the ground beef is heavy, but I use uh like I don't fry it. Like I just use like grass fed organic butter. And that's all I use to season it. Like I don't chuck in like a whole bunch of salt and stuff. And I use honey too, like raw
Oh,
organic
that,
honey.
is that a power move, bro? I've been using onions and peppers, and that's good. But like the
More
honey,
than
like,
honey, raw organic honey. It makes everything taste better.
really? Is that
I put it
sweet?
on my
It's sweet? What do we?
sweet and savory. Yeah, I put it on my chicken, my beef, my steak. I put everything like a little butter and honey.
Damn.
That would hit. That would hit.
Time you
No,
start ripping at it, man. That's some good stuff.
Yeah, bro.
that's the stuff. But yeah, I mean, any any power forward program now, like the weights are going to be what you make of it. Like you can have the best strength trainer in the world, and if you're not fueling your body and you're just hitting those lifts, like you're just going to waste away your muscles. Like you'll probably look great, but the performance won't be there. It really is. Like I thought it was such a lie when people said like you got to eat right for it to happen because
Yeah.
naturally I've had the same like body composition my whole life, but when I really put like nutrition first during the weeks when we're grinding, working out, like that makes a huge difference. So
What are some of your
Especially
main?
any,
Oh, my bad, Pat. You go.
sorry,
You go. No,
yeah,
you're good.
especially bigger schools like that. Do they have any like athlete cafeterias or do they have like the fridges with the protein shakes? Like, are you guys afforded that stuff while you're there?
this year we do. This is my first year where I've had every resource. So we have it's called performance table, and all the athletes get to eat there. So they have your your protein dense foods. They have your simple carbohydrates, complex carbs. They have everything. They have fruits, vegetables there. Um, you can go in there and eat as much as you want. There's a chef on the grill, like cooking burgers if you want a burger, like some good chicken. And then other than that, I mean, yeah, like in our locker room, we actually have like the refrigerator isn't just for show. Like there's actually stuff in the refrigerator. Like there's protein shakes in there. Like we got Gatorade fountains that are running all day. We have snacks that are constantly filled every single day. So little stuff like that definitely helps. Like been at places where that stuff's not necessarily a ready resource that's always there for you. And sometimes when you're grinding throughout the day, like you need a snack, you need a protein shake, and when you don't have it, it makes a huge difference. But when you have it, it helps a lot. So we have every resource here. So this year I mean, I'm using all of it. So
That's
Love that.
beautiful. That's beautiful. Hey, so getting into the baseball talk real quick. First, we'll do hitting. We'll get into some hitting stuff, but first I want to start off with a little bit of fielding. Me being a former infielder, I always had some things that I prioritized. A couple of those were just a great prep step because I felt if I'm getting down on time, and when I say on time, that's actually as the hitter's making contact, I felt that I would gain more momentum and be able to get to the ball quicker, take a better route, all that fun stuff, right? And I was big on using one hand. I wanted to come through everything with one hand. What are your kind of either thoughts on that, or what's your whole mentality with fielding? I just want to get into your brain real quick.
I think I've always been a defensive first player. Um, and last year I started off at short and then I played second a little bit, but I actually went to the outfield for about 3 series, kind of out of nowhere. I got hurt last year, and when I came back, I just got thrown in the outfield. But instead of complaining about it, I just grinded, and I kind of everything I took from the outfield, all the steps and getting depth behind balls and coming through stuff. When I went back to the infield, it was the easiest seamless transition ever. Like I got back into the infield, and it was literally like I could feel with my eyes closed. Like it was the easiest thing ever. I mean, I've always had confidence fielding. I don't like I had never like I love playing defense.
Yeah.
I know I'm probably not going to hit 15, 20 home runs, so I'm going to field 970, 980 every year.
No,
So
definitely, definitely. To kind of so to get for that, to get to that for you, are you doing a specific set of drills before you field every day? Is there something that you're focused on in batting practice that you're trying to work on? What's kind of your whole process?
yeah, I love I don't do a super heavy prep step. I'm kind of like super light on my toes, and I stand more straight up. When I do my prep step, I just feel like I can cross over. I can get my feet flipped into that position faster than if my feet were super wide. There's more space to cover.
Yeah,
And other than that, I really just practice ranging with one hand. Like I'll admit, like during practice, I'll have our assistants shoot balls like in the six hole or behind second base, and I'm playing straight up at short, but I'm trying to get everything and then square my feet around. So I just I practice as hard as I can, ranging wise. And I always start with one hand just so I can get my hand eye working. Um, but I mean, footwork's really everything. I mean, if you get your feet in the right spot, you can get through any baseball, and you can make the ball do whatever you want. You can come through and get an in between hop with one hand and reset your feet and make a throw, or you can get it and keep running, go on the run. You can drop back, you can let the ball come up, and if you have hands, you can get the ball. Uh,
yes.
I
This is
mean, your
music to
feet
my ears, bro.
your feet set you up for everything. Shout out to only infielders Dakota Barbet because that's my boy.
Yeah.
Um,
Hey,
that's
that's a great page. I've been on that page a few times, bro. You better
he's
watch.
actually he's actually from the Northeast.
Is he?
Yeah,
Oh, damn. No,
that's the homie. But I chop with him all the time, and defense is my thing. Like I love it. So
that's
uh,
awesome, bro. We'll have to chat more about that off the call
yeah,
one.
yeah,
Um,
for sure.
But hey, kind of switching over real quick to the hitting. I'm sure Pat will hop in too, dude. He used to swing it a little bit in high school. He would rake. Don't let that boy fool you. Um, but what's your? I know people always talk about approach, right? It's just a simple question to ask. But before we get into your whole mindset at the plate, I kind of want to get your routine. What's your hitting routine? What's your process that you kind of go through with that every day? Because I know every hitter has their set of either drills or just you can, I guess, say approach that they stick to.
I think over the past 3 years, my when I go into the cage, my mindset has definitely changed. My first year, I'd go in and I'd just swing the bat. Like I just thought if I take 500 swings over the next 2 days, like I'm gonna get way better. But in reality, I was actually hurting myself. Um, like I wasn't really working on anything. I just thought that because I was grinding, I was gonna be better than everybody else. But that's when I learned that's not always the case. Like you got to work smart and figure out what really gets you to work on something. So last year I kind of developed my own like little hitting routine over at Georgia State. I do a lot of one hand stuff like getting through the ball on my top hand, but not too long. And then this year, I've kind of messed around with hitting fungo, like just fungo off a soft toss or fungo off the tee and catching the ball out in front because I have problems with getting the ball out in front and getting leverage on the ball up in the air.
Yeah,
Because I beat the ball into the ground a lot and everything I hit is low line drives. And this year I'm working on getting the ball in the air a little bit, but just getting the barrel out a little bit more instead of catching it so far back.
like that.
So I really start off with, um, I mean, I hit breaking balls off the machine. I rarely just hit straight fastballs. I think everybody can hit a fastball at this level now. So I go and hit sliders, curveballs, and then that's really the only three things I do. Hit sliders, curveballs. I catch probably 4 or 5 barrels off the machine for maybe like 2 or 3 rounds, and then we'll go off the tee and go fungo and work on getting the ball out in front. But other than that, the rest of it for me is just confidence and knowing nobody can get me out.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Hey, I was watching a few videos too. I kind of saw from your Rutgers days to now at Kansas State. Are you more of like a hover guy? Are you a toe tap guy? Do you like to get up quick and go? Like, what's your kind of whole thing with that?
I've changed. Oh man, I did a leg kick my first year.
Yeah,
Last year, I messed around with a toe tap, no stride, stand up straight, high leg kick, and kind of in the middle of that. This year, I've stayed probably around just shoulder width apart this year. I'm just working on simplifying everything. Just I might have the bat tilted a little bit more this way so I can get my bat in slot here.
sure.
I'm super this way,
Yeah,
so I'm just trying to work on getting the bat in slot. But I I kind of just have a generic setup right now.
beautiful.
Sometimes I catch myself doing a toe tap, even when I'm not trying to. I just try to be athletic as possible and let my game play. It's just
But definitely. Just be flowy, bro. That's money. That's money.
We love it. Even you were talking about like mechanics and stuff. Like when you get in the box, are you like big thinker? Because like a lot of people, like some people just play super loose. They're like, let me just see the ball and hit it. Or are you kind of like thinking about how they hit, like who's on base? You know, like what point in the game you're in? Like, is this pitcher have a good break and stuff, or like kind of where he is around the zone? Like any of that go through your head at all?
at times, yeah, it's because the coaches are usually feeding the stuff to you. But I've always thought like when I've hit the best, kind of just I'm kind of just chilling up there. Like I'm chilling, I see the ball, and I just try to put the barrel on it and hit it as hard as I can. I just think like we've done it so much that we don't really have to think a whole bunch about the outcome. Like we'll naturally do it if we allow ourselves to.
Yeah, it's all like the
So
preparation work you put in and like
yeah,
so.
we've done it thousands and thousands and thousands of times. Like eventually at a certain point you just gotta shut your brain off and know you're gonna fail eventually and kind of just play. Like you just gotta go ball out. Like
Yeah, we love that. That kind of even like brings me into my next question, like mental game. The other people we've talked about on this podcast, like even when we talked to Ethan at Wake, like he said the major difference between his freshman and sophomore year was just his total mental confidence. And even Matt Bedford last week, when he was just saying, just unleashing his inner competitiveness when he's on the mound. What's your mental game like on the field?
honestly, I just be chilling. Like I just chill when I play. Like that's the best part of the day. Like I get to go out and ball with my boys. Uh,
No, that's the mentality though. That's
yeah,
money, dude. Seriously,
like
that's
that.
yeah,
That's really it. Like obviously I'm competitive. Like I'm trying to rip the guy's face off. Like I'm trying to beat the brakes off the other team, but I'm really just chilling. It's literally just playing a game. Like I'm out there in the field. Like I'm cracking jokes to the third baseman, and like whenever there's another runner on the other team on base, like I'm chatting up with them, like talking about random stuff. Like I'm just vibing really. Like I love the game. I just play and have fun, and then I mean I'm competitive, but I'm just happy playing the game. Like, I think I'm blessed that I'm still able to play this game at a high level. So I don't take it for granted. I literally just go out and ball. That's it. I don't think about a whole bunch of stuff. Like, I'm just here playing. Like, I'm with my guys. Like,
Yes,
just
sir. No,
balling. That's
it's your
it.
happy place,
Yeah,
bro.
you
It's
gotta
our happy
be, man.
place.
You love
Yeah.
that. So, why don't we finish this up with,
Yeah, yeah. So,
Dylan's
so
final
final.
favorite question.
Yeah, this is my favorite question, bro. I asked a bunch of people to kind of start the podcast off. We had a bunch of guys from the MAC, so I asked some questions geared towards that. But you've been at three different schools, right? So you've seen a lot, been around a lot, right? And this is gonna be a tough one. You can give me two if you want to, because we got some time left for it. But what is your favorite story? Whether that's within practice, within a game, within traveling. It could be like the transfer portal process. It could be something funny, serious, that's meaningful to you. Just anything, like something that kind of sticks with you. That's a great story for us. I know it's hard. You can take a second. I put you on the spot. So
Um, I mean, I think I may not have an exact who I was talking to
yeah,
or
no, you're good.
where it was at, but the best times I've ever had is after the game and I'm chilling with all my buddies, like all my infield guys, the position players. And after the game, we just sit in the dugout for 2 hours after the game's over. The lights are off, like we're just chopping it up about anything. It's not even about baseball. Like it's really never about it. But just being at the field, like getting to the locker room, like 5, 6 hours before the game starts, and you're there with your boys talking about whatever. Like those are the best times I've ever had. Obviously, playing is the greatest thing in the world, but you kind of just get to share different parts of your life with your guys at the baseball field. That's that's the best. Like I can't give you the exact times it's happened, but I mean those are those are the best moments for me. Um,
Dude, I
just
totally agree with that, bro. I'll never forget those times. I'm sure Pat can say the same thing. Like, we kind of take it for granted in a way, dude. Like, the
yeah,
fact that I'm done playing now and I'm getting to coaching, I feel the same way, dude. Just being there early with the guys. That's staying late.
Yeah, and it's like all
um,
that stuff like you're talking about just on the side, like even like when you're on the road trips, and like you get there on the Thursday and you go to the gas station with your boys, or like you go to Chip or something, like those are really make the memories. That's what you really remember at the end of the day. Like you remember like walking down the highway, to like go grab something to eat, or just like the funny bus rides, or like times in the airports and stuff. Like you don't remember like oh the seventh inning and there's a guy on second base and the guy drove him in. Like you remember all the stuff off the field and all the things that you create memories with your teammates with. So,
yeah, I don't
Dude,
take it for granted. So uh, I know time playing the game is limited. So I mean, spend as much time at the field as I can.
no doubt, bro. No doubt, bro. Hey, we really appreciate you coming on. This has been awesome. I think we got a lot of great insight. I know I enjoyed talking to you. I'm sure I can say the same for Pat, right?
yeah, this is great information. We appreciate it, man.
Sir, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
So much. Thanks everyone for watching tonight. Make sure to check out our YouTube page, like and subscribe to the videos, and check out our Instagram and TikTok pages more for some more content to come. So thanks so much, Max. We wish you a great season for you and your teammates, and all the best for the future in your career.
Appreciate it. Thank you guys. Much love.